Okay, so our last category is EFT for past or present trauma. And there can be an awful lot of things in here. Now, our very first video we took you through, it was about creating a movie event around an emotional traumatic event in your lifetime. And I hope that obviously, if you're still with us to this point, obviously then that had some effect on you. You found that it lowered the stress in you. So going through this category, once again, you've rated these questions or these statements that we've made on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, that was really, really true for me, or I'm really stressed out about these emotions. Then you should see everything coming down. So I'm just going to pick one more out of here because this is usually a good one to work on, and it comes in a lot. This is the emotion that seems to be tied to emotionally traumatic events in our lifetime, or the ones we've built up inside our mind to be emotionally traumatic events inside our mind. And that is just the feeling that I feel that I'm not worthy and that I'm not good enough. Okay? So start tapping on the karate chop point of the hand and just repeat after me. Even though I feel I am not worthy and good enough, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I feel I am not good enough and not worthy of having more in my life, perhaps I can forgive myself. Even though I feel I am not worthy and not good enough, perhaps I can learn to love myself. Okay, onto the eyebrow point. I feel I am not good enough. Onto the side of the eye. I feel I'm not good enough. Underneath the eye. I feel I'm not good enough. Underneath the nose. I am not worthy. On the chin. I feel I'm not good enough. On the collarbone. I feel I'm not worthy. Underneath the arm. All these emotions on top of the head. All these emotions around not being good enough. On the eyebrow point. I always feel like I'm not good enough. I always feel like I could be more. Underneath the eye. All these feelings of not being worthy. All this fear of not living up to who I want to be. All this fear of not living up to who I want to be. All these fears I have. All these fears I have. This feeling of not being worthy. I take a breath in and let it out.
Stress is created when you believe you are not worthy of what it is that you want. And time does not heal all emotional wounds. The Center of Disease Control conducted a survey over a 5-year period, and the study showed a strong inverse link between emotional well-being, health, and longevity on the one hand, and early life stress, like children who grew up in emotionally toxic environments. It emphasizes that there are some negative experiences we just don't get over, and that time does not heal. Now, it is my opinion there is no such thing as an incurable disease. There are only incurable beliefs within the individual. A person who holds strong to their beliefs is a person who holds on to their pain and stress. Dr. Lee Poulos said one time, "Great health is what happens when we learn how to quit treating ourselves lovelessly." I once heard, "If you want more, you need to become more." Perhaps it should have said, "If you want more, you need to believe you are worthy of having more." If a belief does not serve you, then question it. I have found that all things in the universe and all things we've been told are not necessarily true. Use this EFT technique to deal with stress daily. It only takes a few seconds, and the results will astound you. Changes in your life may be subtle or they can be extraordinary. So start a daily journal that you can keep track of your emotional soundness. You do not have to love and forgive all the people who have done you wrong. You only need to learn how to love and forgive yourself. Those are the two most healing emotions that we have.
So I hope you've discovered from this course that stress can have so many physiological responses in your body. It's the emotions that we build around it. It's the negative thinking patterns that we build around these events in our lifetime that create a lot of the stress to begin with. So if we can get at the root of the stress, the root of those emotions, then we can clear these things away out of our life. The amazing thing to me is that emotional events almost take on a life of their own. And think of it as the seed, and then we have all the roots, the stringy roots coming off. That is the different aspects of these emotions that we keep building and we keep thinking and we keep brooding about. So we're probably not going to resolve in this video workshop all the challenges that you are facing. However, this is a great starting point. So here's what I would suggest. Finish doing all the categories. Go through every one of them, even if you don't have an emotional response around them. And you will notice some of those categories in there, they might not change for you at all, because there are also other beliefs in your life that you need to change. There are fears, there are 6 root fears there that most people have that they need to work on too. But if you use EFT, this technique that I've taught you, every day, just do it for 14 days. Keep a journal. Write down all the things that you're working on. So if you had an emotion and you gave it if you rated it on a scale of 1 to 10 and you found that was going down, then go back 14 days later or even 30 days later and have a look. Honestly, you will not believe that that's the way you used to think. This is going to be a paradigm shift for you. This is going to be a change in your whole belief system by just using this course. And it will impact you in that way. If you're in a job or in a family situation where there's a lot of stress, then just get yourself off someplace. Go to the bathroom and just tap on whatever it is that in that moment that's bothering you, and deal with that stress before you start taking that time to brood over it and keep running it and replaying it over and over and over and over again in your mind, which builds up these beliefs in the first place. So I hope you've enjoyed this course. I'd love to hear back from you. So please send us off an email to dan@giveuppain.com. And I'd just like to hear what your results are. So I look forward to teaching you in some of our other workshops if you want to take those, and have a happier, healthier, more prosperous day. This is Dan Brooks, founder of GiveUpPain.com. Thank you for your time.